Week 4. So this is week 4 in General Physics 1. Our week 4 will talk about mechanical waves and sound, which include sound waves, sound intensity and resonance, and also harmonics. So in an environment where we are living, we are surrounded of sounds. Today, look at around you and feel the surroundings. What are the sounds that you are hearing at the moment? Can you give me your what are the sounds that you hear at the moment? Dayan, in your surroundings, what can you hear? Nandito ba si Dayan?
Good morning, sir. May kamangan si Mami.
Dayan left pa na. Tumaytayab, ma'am. Okay, what is the sound of tumaytayab? JL, what is the sound of bird? Oh, JL, you said you hear bird tumaytayab. So what is the sound of a bird? Tweet, tweet. I want you to execute that one. Awan mat sound na. I cannot hear the tumaytayab. Ni JB, JB, okay.
JB, anat sound ti
JB,
bird.
what is the sound of bird?
Anat sound ti bird, JB.
Kruk, 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 ano? Kindly execute that one, please, so that I can hear the sound. Adli type, kru, 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 JB, tweet, tweet, tweet. Can you please execute that one so that I can hear that one? Ma'am. Okay lang, datay matla. Damot na bangag na bird, di ba? Okay. Please, so that your other classmates can hear that one as they watch the recorded video. JB, sound of bird. Okay. What about Adli? Sound of bird. Adli. Oh, ni Adlin. Okay, so tweet, 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 kru, kru, kru. So those are the sounds that you can hear as of today. So variety of sounds are being produced in our surroundings. But what are the variety of sounds do you hear? How do you distinguish these sounds from one another? Meaning, sounds differ from one another. As humans are different from the sound coming from the bird. The bird says tweet, 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 but we are producing different kinds of sounds. So, sounds make life interesting, and it is also be an expression of one's emotion. What is the sound if you are crying? Hoo, 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 hoo. Okay, what is the sound if you are angry? Rar, kung nananok ka, okay? So meaning, there are different expression of oneself through making sound. So, yan si sound. And sound is very important to us, okay? Because we can determine what is the emotion of a certain person. In an aquatic environment, some marine mammals such as dolphins use sound waves to locate distant objects. So, sound is very important also to marine animals just like dolphins because they use these waves in order to locate something. And we call the process used by the dolphins as echolocation. Echolocation ang tawag natin dito. Dolphin produces a rapid train of short sound pulses that travel through water, bounce off distant objects, and reflect back to the dolphin. Using the echolocation, dolphins can ascertain details, size, shape, speed, and distance of their prey. So meaning, dolphins use sound for them to survive. But for us people, human, uh, is sound important to us? To you, John Lloyd, is sound important to you? Why? Yes, ma'am, why? Kasi,
na makapag-iinawatan tayo.
okay, tapno makapag-iinawatan tayo. But think about, okay, very good, JL. But think about of those persons who didn't, katay, wala silang pandinig. Mahirap kaya sa kanila yon.
Sign language, ma'am.
Okay, they use sign language. So even though they cannot hear, they use the part of their body in order for them to communicate. But for us who are fond of hearing beautiful sounds, negative sounds already, or positive sounds, we cannot survive if we will not adapt to the changes in our self. So meaning, pag nawalan ka ng pandinig, you must adapt. You must learn to use sign language. Okay? So, kat kastoy? Kat kastoy? Na sign language? Meron ba? Heart. Okay? Heart. Kung ka na dyan. So, we must know the different sign language if we cannot hear any sound anymore. But since our lesson is about sounds, let's now know the learning competency of our lesson. So, apply the inverse relation between the intensity of waves and the distance from the source. Describe qualitatively and quantitatively the superposition of waves. Apply the condition for standing waves. Relate the frequency and wavelength of sound with motion of the source and the listener. So, in our competency for number 3, yung apply, apply the condition for standing waves. I want you to apply this one based from your activity, which is present in your activity sheet. So, let's now proceed. Sound waves. Sound. When we say sound, this is the sensation felt by our ears, a form of energy that make us hear. So, yan si sound. And sounds are vibrations that travel through the air from one medium to another and can be heard when they reach a person's ear or animal's ear. So, dito sa sound, we have here different mediums. We have solid, liquid, and gas. So, yan si sound. Traveled through vibrations or vibrations that travel through a medium. So, since we are talking about vibrations are also interrelated to what we call wave. So, I have here a wave. In wave, we have the different properties of wave, okay? Or the parts of a wave. Ano kaya yung parts of a wave? This is only a review on the properties or sound or parts of a wave. What do we call to this one? Review lang siya. Ano yan? Wala, nalipatan dahan. Okay, so this one is what we call the crest. Okay? This one is the crest. When we say crest, it is the highest part of a wave. We also have the lowest part of a wave, which is our trough. Next, we also have this part, distance from crest to crest, or distance from trough to trough. We call that one as the wavelength. Okay, wavelength. Next, we also have the equilibrial line, a line that divides equally the crest and the trough. Next, we also have this part. The distance from crest to the equilibrial line, we call this one as the positive amplitude. Okay? We have the positive amplitude. We also have the distance from the equilibrial line to the trough. We call this one as the negative amplitude. So those are the parts of a wave. Okay? Next. How sound is produced? So in your module, sabi dyan, there is an activity. In the activity, high or low, you strum the guitar string. You have noticed the back and forth motion of the string. The motion from one place to another and back again is called vibration. Sound waves are made by a vibratory object in a medium. So anything that vibrate, there is a sound produced. Okay, I want you to touch your... Ito yun eh. Make a sound. Hello, Konayuman. Everybody, open your mics. Open your microphone. Okay, hello, Konayuman. Hello. So, is there a vibration?
Hi.
Hi. Do you feel the vibration?
Vibrate. Tawasi.
Okay, at the vibration na to you. What about if you will not produce any sound? Feel you man ito? May vibration ba? Wala, di ba? Meaning, sound is and vibration are or must be together because without vibration, there will be no sound being produced. Okay, andito din sa module ito. The vibrating prong of a tuning fork, air molecules nearby is set into motion. As the prong swings right to the right, a region where there is a movement of prong air molecules are disturbed and forced closer together. This area of high pressure and the same time with high molecular density is called compression. So take note of the word compression. The other one, as prong moves to the left, as in figure 11.1, at the right molecules are dispersed, causing the density and air pressure are lower than normal. This region of lower density and air pressure is called rarefaction. So take note of their differences. Pag sinabi nating compression, with high density and high pressure. Pag sinabi nating rarefaction, low air pressure and low density. So, if we are going to draw this one according to wave, this will be like this. Okay, based from my drawing, what part could be with a high density and high pressure? Ma-DJ drawing ko ka. Asan kaya dyan yung high pressure? So, high pressure meaning maperpersa. Okay? So, meaning, this will be our portion where there is a high pressure. This portion. So, we call this one as compression. Being compressed together, that's why it has a higher air pressure. Okay? Next is, dati nagsisinad to. This one. It has a lower air pressure in the sense that the waves are being away or far away from each other compared to the compression. So, this is what we call rarefaction. So, you can see now the difference, compression and rarefaction. Okay? Again, what is rarefaction? High or low density, low air pressure. And compression, high density, high air pressure. Okay? Next. We also have the characteristics of a wave. First is the wavelength. The minimum distance in which a sound wave repeats itself. So, yan si wavelength. The combined length of compression and adjacent rarefaction is called wavelength. Also, the distance between centers of two consecutive compressions or two consecutive rarefactions is equal to its wavelength. So, meaning, yung sinasabi nating compression and rarefaction dito, it is also similar to what we call the crest and trough. And take note, the wavelength is measured in standard unit, which is meter, and the symbol is lambda. So, ganyan siya. Okay? Lambda. Okay, yan yung symbol ng wavelength. Next characteristic, we also have amplitude. Amplitude, when a wave passes through a medium, the particles of a medium get displaced temporarily from their original undisturbed positions. The maximum displacement of the particles of the medium from their original undisturbed positions when a wave passes through the medium is called amplitude of the wave. And we have there two types of amplitude. As mentioned kanina, we have the positive amplitude and the negative amplitude. Take note that the amplitude of a body is the same as the amplitude of the vibrating body. Okay, so pare-parehas lang yung amplitude niya. We also have here the frequency, the number of complete waves or cycles produced in 1 second. So, for example, 10 complete waves or vibrations are produced in 1 second. So, 10 vibrations are produced in 1 second. Therefore, the frequency will be 10 cycles per second. Okay? And take note, 1 hertz is equal to 1 per second. Take note of this one, okay? Per second. Over second. Kunana. So, yan si frequency. Meaning, 10 hertz. No kaday jayon. So, 10 vibrations in 1 second is equal to 10 hertz. Okay? Ganyan lang kasimple yung frequency natin. We also have what we call time period. Time period is the time required to produce 1 complete wave. Next, yung time natin it is measured in seconds. Velocity, the distance traveled by a wave in 1 second, and velocity is measured in meter per second. So these are the things or the characteristics of wave. Again, what are they? We have wavelength, amplitude, frequency, time period, velocity, or speed. Okay, what is the unit for velocity? What is the unit for velocity? Anyone? What is the unit for velocity? Okay, very good, Julius. Meter per second. What about for time period? Time period. You open your mics. Mag-answer kayo. Naka-record. Time period. This is measured in seconds. We also have frequency. Frequency is measured. Ma'am, my mic is not functioning ko ng Julius. Okay, frequency. Frequency is measured in hertz or per second. What else? Wavelength. What about wavelength? Wavelength is measured in meter. Okay? Next, we also have what we call the audible sound waves. So when we say audible sound waves that the average human ear can hear. It has frequency between 20 to 20,000 hertz. So, yan yung average niya, between 20 to 20,000 hertz. And audible sound waves, it is meron tayong tinatawag na infrasonic and ultrasonic. So, the individual's hearing depends on age and experiences of loud noise. To cite a few factors, sound waves with frequencies less than 20 Hz are called infrasonic waves, and those above 20,000 Hz is called ultrasonic waves. So, yan siya. Sabi sa module ninyo, animals that elephants can hear 20 Hz or below 20 Hz. So, infrasonic sila. Bakit kaya? That is because their ears are very big and they can hear small noise or small sounds. So, yan si elephants. Next, we also have the dogs. Yung dogs naman, they are ultrasonics. Pag ultrasonic, 20,000 Hz above. Meaning, mga dajuray naka-adayo or nakapigpigsan. Han nga maperdi day jay, lapayag da. So, they use sound waves to communicate and stay alive. Just like the dolphins. Doppler effect. Ano ba tong Doppler effect? Doppler effect refers to the change in wave frequency during the relative motion between a wave source and its observer. Example of this one, no umay day jay lugan, umasadagking ka jay lugan, anat mangag mo, madlaw munok pa. From adayo, then umasadag. We call that one as Doppler effect. Adayo, umasadag day jay lugan. Is there a change in the sound being produced that you can hear? May nagbago ba? Or agpada ba? Day jay sound jay lugan, no adayo pelang, tas imasadagking ka. Agpada ba? Okay, so, haan nga agpada? That is because, when a sound, very good JB, hang agpada, kasi when a sound object moves toward you, the frequency of the sound increases, leading to a higher pitch. Higher pitch. Ano ba pitch naman ko na? When you say pitch, it is the highness and lowness of a sound. Okay? Highness and lowness of a sound. So, yan si pitch. So, naadayo pelang DJ lugan, nabangag pelang, low pitch pelay suna. Ngam numas asa dagkin kan, it turns to be a high pitch. We call that one as the Doppler effect. And this Doppler effect was named after the Austrian physicist named Christian Doppler, who first described it. So, yan yung Doppler effect. Next lesson is we have sound intensity and resonance. So, So, intensity. When you say intensity, it's the rate of energy that is transferred through a unit area of a plane. So, we have here intensity is equal to P over area. Okay, so yan yung intensity natin, P over area or power over area. Intensity, the formula for area is this one. 4 pi r square. So, sunod lang natin. That's why intensity is now equal to power over 4 pi r square. Next, our r here symbolizes not the radius, but it is symbolizes as the distance from the source. That's why, na-substitute na naman siya, turns to be distance square. Okay? So, that is the formula for intensity. Or if we're going to find for the power, P is equal to 2 pi r 2 times intensity. So, yan yung formula natin. In your module, you have there a sample. In kasi ko latan tapno, makita. So, Mary measured the sound of at a distance of 3.5 meter from a bell ringing to be 5.0 times 10 raised to negative 2 watts meter is negative square, or this should be watts over meter square. We assume that the bell acts as the point source of sound. Neglect effects of reflection and absorption. What is the total power of the sound emitted by the bell? So, our given there is distance is 3.5 meter. We also have this one, 5.0 times 10 raised to negative 2 watts over meter square. So, those are our given. So, we have the intensity and the distance already. So, substitute that one into our given formula. 4 pi r square times the intensity. So, 4 pi times our distance multiplied by the intensity. So, the answer will be 7.7 watts. But, let's check if the answer is correct. 4 pi, shift pi, times 3.5 square times 5.0 times 10 raised to negative 2. So, the answer is, mali yung nandyan. The answer should be 7 point, but ayaw yung point. 7.85 watts. So, that should be the answer. Okay? 7.85 watts. Using the equation of sound intensity produced by the source, the sound intensity produced is inversely proportional to the square of the distance from the source. Inverse law can be restated as the intensity of sound is inversely proportional to the square of the distance from the source. When comparing sound intensities at the two different distances, R1 and R2 from its source, the power of the source is constant. And so, the formula will be this one. And this relationship would then give the formula I, or intensity 2 over intensity 1 is equal to distance 1 square over distance 2 square. So, yan yung inverse square law. We also have the different conversion of intensity to decibel level. So, these are the different intensities. The higher the intensity, meaning the higher the frequency. And the higher the frequency, the higher the power it is. So we have here the threshold of hearing must be equal to 0. So yan siya, 1.0 times 10 negative 12. We also have rustling leaves, quiet whisper, mosquito buzzing, normal conversation, air conditioning, vacuum cleaner, alarm clock, lawn mower, power motor, auto horn, threshold of pain, and nearby jet airplane. So meaning, if you go to this part, nearby jet plane, tayo mapleng kalati uray anan, mapleng karat uray lanukwan. Okay? Nagtingting nung tong kailang, normal conversation, 50 decibel lang. Okay? Pag sinabi nating threshold of hearing, it described to have the softest sound that can detect by the human or by the average human ear. It has the frequency of 1000 hertz and an intensity of 1.0 times 10 raised to negative 12. Ayan siya. On the other hand, eto naman, 120 decibel, it is the threshold of pain. So, pag sinabi nating threshold of pain, it is the loudest sound that the human ear can tolerate and have the intensity about 1.0 times 10 raised to 0. So, yan siya. Decibel or threshold of pain and threshold of hearing. Ngam numapang kadto nearby jet plane nun, han nga ma-tolerate nila payagan. So, meaning tay, mabaling ka agsulpeng. The relative intensity is simply determined by relating the intensity of a sound wave to the intensity at the threshold of hearing. It can also be referred to be the decibel. The decibel is common measure of sound intensity. That is 1/10 of a bell on the logarithmic intensity scale. The original unit of decibel level is bell, and that was named in honor of Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of telephone. The decibel is equivalent to 0.1 bell. So, since we are talking about bell, we must know what are the parts of our ear, because our ear is the important portion where we can detect sound. So, we have here, ayan siya, eto. This one is the outer ear. So, this one, outer ear. So, we also have here the ear canal, the middle ear, and the inner ear. So, there are three major parts of the ear. We have the outer ear, middle ear, and the inner ear. So, the human ear transmits vibrations that can cause nerve impulses to communicate with the other organs. Human ear is divided into three: outer ear, middle ear, and inner ear. The sound waves would pass through the ear canal, eto siya, ear canal, and then to the eardrum. The eardrum tayo. This one. The eardrum then vibrates. Kas lang tay tambur kumat jarna. No sumrek tay sound waves matamburan. Vibrates because of the sound wave and transfers the vibration to small bones in the middle ear. So we have there small bones. We have the malleus, the incus, and the stapes. So, the bones transmit the vibrations to the inner ear, the cochlea. The cochlea has different natural frequencies in different positions. Sound waves of different frequencies would vibrate at different locations. The outer ear thus creating impulses in different nerve fibers, and these impulses are sent to the brain, which interpret as sound of varying frequency. So, sumrek nila payag di outer ear, magna di ear canal, then matamburan ni eardrum, then ag-transfer kani inner ear dayjay sound, then i-transfer ni inner ear kani brain tapno ma-interpret ni brain no ana dayjay nga sound. So that's why the parts of our ear are very important, and I don't know why others are keep an ano tay mo may andan tay mapanda aritusan jay lapayag da iti dadakkel. Okay, that is the ear.